What is in a Power BI? What is in a Power BI? A Power BI is a very much useful technology in the nowadays, and in the software industry also. This Power BI is using in all the majority of the business related companies and all the companies which are using to analyze the data, and the present these applications are be very useful in these uh, market. So what is a Power BI means? This Power BI is a very similar tool which is using for the data analytics. This Power BI is a collection of the software services, applications, connectors which work together to turn their unrelated sources of the data into a coherent, which is a visually impressive and a very interactive insights. If you are the simply the Power BI is a business analytical tool. If you see here, for example, if you have any data which is they stored in an Excel document or in any tabular form, if you want to convert that particular tabular form into some other graphical mode, like the pie graphs or graphical representation, bar graphs, or any tabular formats converted into one visualization mode, that conversion process will be done by using these Power BI tool. The Power BI is a very business intellectual tool, but a business intelligence tool. This tool can be shares all types of the data into one specific format. It converts the overall data from the different sources, and it builds an interactive dashboards and the business intelligence reports. Why these interaction required means, if a bulk amount of the data is there in our storages, we can't scroll down overall the 1,000 rows or the 2,000 rows or the 5,000 rows, and we need a simple report where the slicer can be used or any filters can be used, which that particular session, which that particular thing we have to load and we have to see. For that reason, we have to go with some visualization methods or the visualization things are required. For that reasons, we are using these Power BI tool. So the Power BI is one of the best application or the very best tool which you can visualize the overall database into some specific formats. Some specific formats. For example, if you want to take any Excel data which you have for our students details only. Yeah, for students details only. For example, our CC department or the IT department, we have this 600 of
Hello, sir, you can continue, sir, please. They have muted themselves. Hello?
Yeah, sorry, ma'am. Someone muted me. I thought I didn't check the muted. Now my voice is clear, ma'am.
Yes, yes, sir. It's audible, sir.
Yeah, sorry. At what time they muted me, I don't know. So I'm continuously speaking from the
Yes.
past 10 minutes.
No problem, sir. Just the starting of this slide, from this slide, it was muted, sir.
Okay. Someone muted me. I don't have the permissions to. Okay. Okay, ma'am. I'll start from the beginning. Uh, what is in a Power BI? It's a Power BI is one of the important tool which can be used. Yeah, Power BI is one of the important tool which can be used in all the applications. These Power BI is in a collection of the software services. What are the collection of the software services means? In these collection, we can load the databases and we can convert the overall databases into a visualization mode. And it is a collection of the software services, applications, connectors, which can be worked together to turn their unrelated sources of the data into a visualized and visually impressive and interactive insights. So where the data is being collected and it can be stored in a tabular format, that tabular format cannot be very impressive to see all the details in a single dashboard or single application. So this Power BI is useful to check or to see the overall unrelated data or in a full-fledged tabular format into one simple and very impressive or very attractive visualization modes. To convert these visualization mode, we need to work on the overall database in another formats. Those formats will be used in a Power BI application. These Power BI is it's very useful in the business intelligence and where the people which can have to store the multiple users data or multiple or a bulk amount of the customers details or overview analysis part is required, there the Power BI application is used. So your data may be in the Excel spreadsheets or any collection of the cloud databases or on-premises hybrid data warehouses. So like that, the Power BI tells let's very easily to connect to your particular data sources, and you can visualize and discover what's important and share that particular thing to anyone or anywhere, everyone to your wanted. So the sharing process is required to the publishing of the overall Power BI. How this publishing process will be done means these Power BI is in a very business analytical services provided by the Microsoft that leads to that lets us visualize your data and share the insights. It converts the overall data from the different sources and it builds the interactive dashboards and the business intelligence reports. These Power BI will have a different applications where you can use in the systems and you can use in the mobiles. You can use in the mobiles, like I will show you one thing. Yeah. So you can use these Power BI into any different sources, the like the desktop, services, and mobiles. These three tools, these three parts we have in the Power BI. The Power BI consists of the several elements that work together and starting with these three basic things. One is in a Power BI desktop, second one is in a Power BI service, and the third one is in a mobile applications. You can use in these three parts in the Power BI, where the majority of the people will use in the Power BI desktop only. Why? Because this Power BI desktop is a very compatible and very easy to load the database, and you can apply all the filters and apply the services, and you can use the DAX formulas to convert the overall unrelated data into a perfect cleared data, like how we are using in the data mining. In the data mining, we are loading the data and we are cleaning the overall data, like as in a data pre-processing methods. After the data pre-processing, the data pre-processed data will be going to some other applications like the clustering, classification, associations, and it will go to the visualization process. This is a process we are doing in the data mining process. So like the same thing we are using in the Power BI also. This Power BI is very comfortable to apply all the things, and we can apply the DAC formulas, and we can apply the M query languages like MASH languages, and we can write the direct queries and we can direct the indirect queries to get the overall loaded data in a perfect format. So first thing we are using is an extracting, loading, extracting, transformation, and loading. That is ETL formats. ETL process. This ETL process will be used in this Power BI to convert or to clean the overall data, and we can load the data and apply the things in this Power BI. I'll show you the application, then it will be easy to understand how the data can be loaded and how the things will be loaded. So why the Power BI is required means this Power BI is an access of the volumes of the data in multiple sources, and it is very interactive in the UI and the UX features. It goes with a big data preparation with Azure. Majorly, the Microsoft is preferable for the Azure only. So for this cloud storage process, we have to purchase the Azure methods, Azure cloud data. for the publishing purpose only. If you want to work like you can use the any one of the data sources like Excel, SQL, or any other data sources or any other cloud sources to load the databases into an Power BI applications. The majorly these Power BI applications we can be these Power BI sources we can go with a different roles, that is a Power BI match your roles. So according to your role you can use the Power BI, like if you want to use the Power BI services, you can use the Power BI services to view our reports and the dashboards. If you are working within a Power BI desktop, you can use the Power BI desktop for the application process, or the Power BI report builder to create the reports. If you want to create, after creating the reports, you can share that particular created reports to some other person. For example, in our college section only, we are taking over the student details. Our department student details will have any around 180 students are there in our sections. So 180 students details will be uploaded into an Excel document. We can clean that particular data, like any missing values are there, any null values are there, any wrong details values are there. So after cleaning the process, that means after removing all the details in the transformation process, we can load that particular details into a Power BI application. After loading into a Power BI application, you can apply the visualization methods to get a very clear view. How the clear view means, in the 180 students we got a mark list. That means we have a 6 subjects and the 2 labs will be there. So those mark details will be applied in that particular Excel data. That data will be converted into a visualization mode, that how many 60% students are there, how many 70% students are there, how many 80%, how many 100% student got this. So like any average of these graph can be created in the Excel also. But if you convert it, if you do this process in the Power BI, it goes in very clear and visualized tool, like how the it's a very clear representation how the things will be there. That means if you click on the 70% of the bar graph, automatically that particular 70% students will be visualized and it can be displayed in the left side or the right side of that particular application. So like you can apply the slicers also in the Power BI application. That is a very important feature or very important thing we are using in the Power BI. So this Power BI is a very interactive tool which can be, this is a very interactive tool which can be used in these applications. Here we have multiple features are available in the Power BI. Few things will be discussed, that is in a Power BI desktop, stream analytics, multiple data sources, and custom visualizations. These are the applications we can be used in the Power BI. And what is a Power BI desktop? If you see here, this is the simple thing. These Power BI desktop will have a free application you can install in the local computers that lets you to confirm, connect to transform and visualize the data with the Power BI. If you see here, this is an application we can load the data, where you can get the data here, and Excel is one of the simple application you can load directly. And this is the visualized graphs. These are the visualized graphs. We can see how the data can be visualized in the pie charts or the image formats or graph or maps or any type of the applications. We have a multiple visualization methods will be there in the desktop mode. So this Power BI desktop is a very familiar to us. You can connect the multiple different sources of the data and combine them into a different data models. These models can you build, visualize, and the collections of the visualizations you can share as a reports with other people inside the organizations, and the most users who are working on the business intelligence projects, they can use these Power BI desktops to create their reports, and then they can use the Power BI services to share the reports with other people also. These Power BI desktop as and follows to connect the data, transform and clean the data, and create of the data models, where you can create the visualization methods such as a charts or the graphs, and you can provide the overall visualized representation of the data, and you can create the collection of the visualizations, one or the many report pages So if you're thinking that this is an only one page we can display, means no, not like that. You can create the multiple pages, multiple report pages, which the page is connected to the one page is connected to the another page, like our Excel sheet. Manaki Excel workbook sheet lo we have any multiple spreadsheets are available like this only in the Power BI application. The Power BI desktop, you can create the multiple pages to which is the report is connected to the one report is connected to the another report. That means one page report is connected to the another page report. So if you select any one visualization tool in the one page, automatically it will reflects to the next page of that particular report page, where the sharing of the reports with other using also by using the Power BI services. For the sharing purpose, for the publishing purpose, we have to purchase the storage, or we have to purchase the things. And if you have any Teams login, that is if you have a Teams purchase or login for your organization, you can use those Teams login for the publishing purposes. Why? Because the Microsoft Teams is also belongs to the Power BI services, so it can be easily used by the Microsoft Teams. So majority of the people who are using as an a responsible takes, and you can use consider as a data analytics, and these professional things will be used for the data things. And these Power BI desktop will have a Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. These three connectors, these three components are used in the Power BI. What is one is in a Power Query, and the second one is in a Power Pivot, third one is in a Power View. These three connectors, these three components of the Power BI is very used in these Power BI things to complete the overall process, how the loading of the data, how the extraction process will be done, how the transformation process will be done, how the overall loading will be goes into a Power Query. So we have any three views are there in the Power BI desktop, that is report, data, and model. These are the three views available in the Power BI desktop in the left side of the clipboard. Those three views are very useful for the loading and extraction process, and getting the connectivity of the relationships between the one table to the another table. For example, if you load on a 3 or 4 tables in a single database, so the connectivity between the one table to the another table is considered as a relationship. The relationships will be constructed and the relationship will be done automatically from the one table to the another table. That is called the fact table and the dimensional table. These fact table and dimensional tables will have a connectivity if the any common of an attribute in that particular table. For example, 2 tables are loaded, and that these 2 tables, one table will have a customer ID, second table will have the customer details. So in these customer, that means organization, how many faculty members are there in one table, and the next table faculty details will be available. So the faculty ID will be the common attribute in the 2 tables. The faculty ID will be the common table in these 2 tables. So automatically the faculty table will be connected from the one table to the another table, and these table will be connected to the some other table. We have a multiple dimensional tables, and the fact tables will be there in the Power BI desktop. These in this Power BI desktop, the relationships are also very important. Why the relationships are that much of important means these relationships will give a connectivity and the sharing of the information which that particular connected thing. So మనకి ఇక్కడ ఏదైతే we are using the faculty IDs, these faculty ID, the details of the faculty ID will be available in the next table, and that particular subject allocations and all the things of that particular faculty will be available in the another table. So by using a single faculty ID, you can connect the 3 tables and get the information from the all the tables, and you can display in a single visualization mode. So for that reason, the relationships is a very important in the Power BI desktop. If the relationships are established very perfectly, automatically the information will be shared from the one table to the another table, and it will give a very clear report for the presentation purpose or the sharing of the purpose. So these are the Power BI services. What is the Power BI service? This Power BI is a collection of the software services where applications and the connectors work together to help you create, share, and consume the business insights in the way that serves you and your business most effectively. Services most effectively. These Power BI services are the very similar to create the dashboards, and these services like as an SaaS, that is software as a service Power BI, a part of the Power BI. In these Power BI services, dashboards will help you to keep a finger on the pulse on your business. Like the dashboards will display of the titles where you can select open the reports on the Explorer further. These dashboards can be report connected to the data sets that brings all the relevant data together into one place, where you can go within a single attribute or the single data set. If you click on that, automatically it will goes to the next levels. These services will be very useful for the sharing and creating of the dashboards. These are all the Power BI services. If you compare with what is in a Power BI desktop and Power BI services, these Power BI desktop will performs the many data source can be transformed and shaping, modeling, and the measuring of the overall things, and calculated columns within a Python's themes or ls creations. Where you go to a Power BI services, some data sources or dashboards, applications, and data flow creations, and the RLS management and the gateway connectivities. So majority of these Power BI desktop and Power BI services will be performed for the only one thing, that is a visualization of the what you loaded. What you loaded, that means what you are loading into the Power BI application. These Power BI application will perform the things which you loaded, and those things can be transformed automatically. If not done within automatically, means the manual process will have to load. That means you have to clean the data by using the transformation. This is a simple architecture of a Power BI, where you can collect all the data sources. You can load any one of the you can use any one of the data source to load the database. This loaded database can be moved into like this. That is called the Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. These three Power BI desktop applications, these Power BI applications can be performed in a very clearly. Majority of the things that you have to write in the Power Query only. This Power Query is used to write the queries by using the M language. M language means mashup language. This mashup language is a very simple language. By using a simple lines only, we can complete the coding, not like as in a Java or some Python programming. Hundreds of lines of code is not available. Very simple, 5 to 10 lines code will be available. You can the code is automatically built, but if you want to edit that code, you can use the M language to write that particular code in the Power Query. That is an ETL, that is extract, transform, and load the data. So these extract, transformation, and loading the data will perform you the data into a very clear format. After the cleaning process will be done, the Power Pivot will be accepted. The Power Pivot, that is a DAX functions. These DAX functions are like a simple query language. Or else, if you can write the simple query like how we are writing in the formulas in the Excel. If you are writing the Excel formulas in the formula bar, like we are writing the DAX functions in the formula bar in the Power Pivot. So after writing the DAX formulas, you can visualize, you can view the overall reports in the visualization mode. That is a Power View. This visualization mode will displays what you write in the DAX function and what you did in the visualization mode. So here, no need to construct all the things, no need to write all the programming and all the things. Very simple programming language is required to write the things. After writing, you can drag and drop the process. In the visualization mode, there is an already defaultly few visualization graphs will be available. You have to do only one thing: select that particular table or select the particular attribute, and you can drag that particular visualization mode into a dashboard. That is a catalog. Automatically the visualization method will be applied. After the process, after the visualization mode is completed, if your dashboard is ready, then you have to go to the deployment. The deployment is nothing but as a publishing. You can share the published things into a cloud services. Any cloud services can be acceptable. These cloud services can be used, that is a purchased cloud services. You can use a Microsoft cloud service or any other cloud service is acceptable. Majority cases, the cloud service like Azure only, it can be acceptable. So these cloud services can be published and you can view the report by the customers, clients, or anyone by using the desktop application, or you can use the mobile application for the sharing. So this is the simple thing, that is a data sources can be loaded into a data desktop, that is a Power BI desktop. After completing of the visualization mode, the Power BI services will be acceptable. This is in a cloud, and this Power BI report is in a private thing. If you are maintaining any private services, you can load that particular thing into a report server, that is in a private cloud storages. And this Power BI service is in a public service where you can purchase all the things. These Power BIs, after completing of this process, you can deliver that particular thing, and you can view the delivered reports in the mobile applications or in the desktop applications. This is a simple workflow, simple procedure what we are following in the Power BI. So loading the data, extraction process, applying the DAX functions, creating the visualization reports, and sending the visualization reports to the service mode. And these services can accept that particular visualization modes, and it can deliver to the customer or the client by using the any one of the applications like mobile applications or anything. So majority of the things can be visualized in the reporting and visualization. These are the two things only very important in the Power BI. What is the reporting and what is the visualization means? If you have an Excel data, that Excel data can be viewed in any tabular format. To view that particular tabular format, for a small data, it is comfortable to view in a tabular format. For more amount of the data, for bulk amount of the data, it is very uncomfortable to view in the tabular format. For that purpose, the visualization method will be used, and this visualization method will be full-fledgedly given into a graphical representation of the business data by using the charts or graphs, maps, etc. Multiple things can be visualized, like 200 visualization things will be available in the defaultly. That is a more than 200 things can be, more than 200 visualizations are available in the Power BI. So more than 200 things you can accept, you can use any one of the visualization tool what is available in that particular publisher data. The things means, if you are using any one of the application of the student details or the college details or any Amazon market customer details or any product details, that product details can be, if you select and if you drag from that particular thing, and if you leave in the visualization chart process, automatically the visualization method is used. This is a very simple drag and drop process methods only we are using the visualizations. So these are the Power BI tools and the products. Majorly, we are using these Power BI tools only. That is a Power BI desktop, Power BI service, Power BI report server, and Power BI mobile. The things we are doing in the majorly in the Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View, that ETL will have an M language, that is a mashup language, where you can data preparation can be done, or you can call as a data cleaning process. This data cleaning process will remove the null values, will remove the noisy data, and will remove the empty cells or the empty values, and we can remove the rows, columns, and anything can be removed. Or if you want to add, you can add the databases in the Power Query. After that, OLAP model will be accepted, that is in a DAX functions. We are writing the DAX functions, like a very simple DAX functions will be there to calculate or to summarize or to average. What are the things we are doing in the Excel, that is an updated Excel, we can do all the things in the Power BI also. The Power BI and the Excel are the very similar, but the Excel can accept the some less amount of the data. The Power BI can accept the bulk amount of the data. So మనం Excel లో we can load only the few such things, that we can load the 10 MB or the 20 MB or 40 MB. To load that particular thing only, the Excel will it takes some times to generate all the things. The Power BI can't take that much of a time to load all the things. So for that reason, we are using the Power BI. So think that is in a very simply that Excel Power BI is an advanced application of the Excel document. So where you can use the Power View, that is a reports and visualizations. In the Excel document also, we can construct the bar graphs and we can construct the pie graphs and all the things. I think a majority of the people will know to how to construct the bar graph or the pie graphs and all the things in the Excel. Like this only we are using in the Power BI, but in Excel we have a few graphical methods only available. In the Power BI we can use multiple, that means more than 200 applications, 200 visualized graphs are available in the Power BI. These Power BI services like Azure or the cloud will be used for the deployment and report generation process only, that is an end user. So after completing of the visualization methods, we can use the publishing process only. For that publishing process, we are using the Power BI services, where in the Power BI report server will have the deployment of the reports to the end users only on premises. That means if you are working in one organization, so you can use that particular servers and you can load that particular report server. The mobile application, that is an iOS, Android, Windows, any mobile applications can be viewed by these Power BI tools. And what are the supported data sources in the Power BI? What type of the data can be loaded? It can accept only the Excel data, or it can accept only the Word format, or it can accept only the few databases. Means the Power BI can accept the many of the multiple data sources. It can accept a large amount of the data. That means 100 MBs or 500 MB or 1 GB data also it can accept. So if you see here, this is a all types of the files can be acceptable, and you can connect the database, and you can connect the Azure, or you can connect any one of the online services, or you can connect any sources directly from the database or directly from the online servers. You can connect and you can load that particular data from that particular source or the from that particular point. So all type of the data can be acceptable in the tabular formats only, not in the Word format, the paragraphs and all the things. Those can't be visualized and those can't be applied in the DAX functions and all the things. So we are using only the tabular formats data only acceptable by the Power BI. And now we can install this Power BI. The minimum configuration for the installation of the Power BI is minimum 4 GB RAM is required, and minimum i3 processor required. If 8 GB RAM is in a comfortable, why? Because if you load the Power BI application, or if you load any one of the server, it can't be processed. So it's a very slow process. So minimum configuration, it's a 4 GB RAM and i3 processor. If not, means you can use for a better performance, you can use the 8 GB RAMs and i5 processor. So if you are using an i5 laptops, it is very easy to load the Power BI application, or any servers also can be acceptable. So we are doing these practice sessions in the Power BI only, or else if you want to install these Power BI application tool, you can go directly to the Google, and if you click the install Power BI desktop, directly the Windows website will be available. There is two methods are there. You can use these links also for the downloading purpose, or else I will show you how to install the yeah, the installation process. Power BI desktop download. If you select here, you will get directly the Microsoft website will be come in the first preference only. If you select this, it will go directly to the Microsoft. There is two options are available to download or to install the Microsoft Power BI desktop. You can use the first option, that is in a Power BI desktop only. Why? Because we are doing the practice sessions in the Power BI desktop only, not in the Power BI mobile applications or some other gateways. This is a Power BI tools and applications. You can download directly from this. If you go the first option, that is in a download, it will take you into a Microsoft store. If you want to install from the Microsoft Store, you can install. Otherwise, go directly to the advanced download options. If you click on the advanced download option, you'll get this page. Select the language, which language is comfortable to you. Then click on the download. You'll get a two downloading files will be available. The first one is in a very updated version and the second one is in an older version. So no need to download the second option. Select the first option and click on the download, or else click on the next here. You will download the application. After downloading the application, it's very easy to installation process. That is a very simple installation process. The double click on that particular one, go to the installation process, click on next, and complete the installation steps. After completing the installations, you'll get this one. After completing the installation, this is the application we are using for the Power BI desktop. In this Power BI desktop, one is an advanced, that is a very, very important update will be available. That is, for every month, we have a downloaded application. That means update will be available. For every 1 month, the updated things will be updated. So you have to re-download and you can update the applications. This is the Power BI desktop. In this Power BI, this is a clipboard and this will be reports, data and model. Report, data, model. These are the three things which are using in the application process. If your installation process is going on, means please complete the installation process. In the afternoon session, we'll start the practice session, how to load the database and how to clean the database and how to extract the overall process and how the DAX formulas and the measures will be calculated and how the things will be done. In the home only, we are loading the database. That means by selecting the get data, you can load the things. I'll share you the few databases to the ma'am, and ma'am will share you in a group. So or else you can download any one of the database which is related to your Excel documents. You can load those database only to work the overall process. This is a simple introduction part and the installation of the Power BI. If you are downloading, means please complete the download process and install the Power BI. If you are using an older versions of the Windows, means you need to install the .NET also. That means if you are using a Windows 7 or something older version of the operating system, if you are using a Windows 10 or any updated operating system, there is no need to install the .NET or .NET. If you install the Power BI also, it's enough. In your system, if you have an SQL servers, means that is also very easy to load the database from by using the SQL servers. Please complete the installation process and download the few databases, or else I will share you the few databases which can be used. And if you have any doubts or if you have any queries, you can ask me.
Yes, somebody has been asking doubts in the chat box. I request all the participants.
I'll check
Yeah,
the
yeah,
chat
sir.
box and I'll complete.
Sir, I request all the participants to ask any
Yeah, the
queries.
Power BI services is free service only, ma'am, for the practice session only, for the not for the publication process. To publish or to share the reports to someone else, you have to purchase the Power BI, that is a cloud server. So the Power BI for the practicing purpose, we can use the Power BI as an open source only. For the publishing purpose only, that is in a purchased version. If you have a Teams login, that is your organization has purchased the Teams, Microsoft Teams, You can use those Microsoft Teams login, then it is accessible to for the publishing also. Yeah, we'll start the architecture. I'll explain you again the architecture. In this Power BI architecture, we have only the three main things, that is a loading of the database and learning mashup and the DAX language is a mandatory, ma'am. Why? Because if you want to edit the queries or if you want to write any DAX functions, is a mandatory to learn the DAX functions. Yeah, you can use the data mining applications also. Few applications only applicable in this Power BI. Only the data cleaning process and the data pre-processing methods will be used in these data mining Power BI applications. Google Data Studio is some other applications, or if it's purely related to the Microsoft only, so we have to use the Azure process only. That business analytics of the Google Data Studio is and some other applications. DAX functions are the very easy, ma'am. No need to worry about the DAX functions. Why? Because the DAX functions same like as how we are writing the Excel formulas. How we are writing in the Excel in the formulas, the same like that only we can use the DAX functions. There also we can using the same rows and the same diagrams. In this Power BI also we are using the same thing. Why rows not are supporting means this is an analytical tool, sir. So we are not using that much of applications in the data mining. In this Power BI architecture, it's which can be load the data, and this ETL process is very important. That is in the Power BI desktop only we are completing the overall things. This Power BI desktop, that means Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. That is a report, model, and visualizations. Sir, if you are not unable to install the Power BI means, please check the system configurations. The system configurations or the minimum required, the 4 GB RAM is compatible. If your system is not within a 4 GB RAM, it not be supportable. It is 4 GB means please cross check with the 64-bit OS. If you have a problem in the downloading or in the installation, yeah, okay. The Power Pivot is nothing but as it's a DAX functions. Majorly the Power Pivot. Power Pivot is one of the data modeling engine which works is an X velocity in memory based tabular engine, where these Power Pivot can be very used in the DAX only. That is a data analysis expression language. DAX means data analysis expression language for the building of the measures and calculated columns. These DAX is a very powerful function language where it is in the library also available. So we'll go through the details in the Power Pivot modeling in the DAX function in the next one, sir. So The power pivot is a very important thing. That is a DAX. We are using the major things can be used in the explanation part only. There is no need to any prerequisites. Why? Because if you know the Excel or if you know the tabular format, there is no need to anything else in the Power BI. So if you know the just before the loading and all the things, the role of the SQL is also one of the thing to load the database only for the loading purpose or the gathering the information from the different sources, like how we are using the Excel. We are using the same thing. X is for the expression only. E is silent there. That is a data analysis expression language. If you have any issues in the installation process, please complete the installation. So it is very easy to learn the Power Query and the M language and the DAX functions. So you can easily learn. Why? Because that is a very 2-3 lines command process only. Okay, ma'am. Still any questions or any installation process pendings?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, what about the practical session in the afternoon? What are the things we are going to discuss?
Yeah, we'll start the installation and we'll first in the today's session we are loading the data and we'll clean how to load and how to extraction process. The those things will be discussed in the afternoon session.
It's completely on Power Query editor, ETL operations and the data cleanup. Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
that's purely on the ETL only. In the first stage, we are going to load the database and after loading, how the ETL will be work, everything will be discussed in the afternoon session.
okay.
That is, we are going to discuss in the Power Query only for the tomorrow, today's and the tomorrow session. We are going to discuss in the Power Query only.
Today and tomorrow we are going to be discussing Power Query.
Yeah, Power
Right?
Query.
I think mashup language is also be explained by today.
Yeah, mashup language means we are not going in depth of the mashup language.
Okay.
The M language is in a defaultly there. We are using the how to measures and how to use the measures and all the things will be discussed in the Power Query only.
Okay. In that, okay, my sincere request to you, please explain the tabs and differences what we have
Yeah,
there in
okay,
the
okay. We'll
okay?
discuss in the afternoon session.
What are the tabs and it means the appending some edge and create measures,
Yeah, those are all
calculated
they
columns,
discuss in the very, very explain, very
duplicates,
elaborately.
references. These are those things. So please explain to it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nice session. Nice session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So we will share the feedback link in the afternoon session, which is from 2 to 3. I hope everybody joins the afternoon session also on time. It is a practical session which helps us. So I'll share the feedback link in the afternoon and the timings are from 2 to 3. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, ma'am.
With this, I'm concluding. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.